Hello my beautiful friends and welcome to Tailor Made Beauty by Kris. By your request, I have picked up one of the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look palettes. I have the Look of Love in Pretty Blushed Beauty. This particular one is available at Nordstrom and on the Charlotte Tilbury website. The other one that's available at Nordstrom is the Glowing Beauty, which is also available on Charlotte's website. And the third one, the Stoned Rose, and if you watch Lisa J, maybe you saw her do a review of that palette. That is the one that's available at Sephora, and I believe right now is sold out on the Charlotte Tilbury website. So I picked this up at Nordstrom because my oldest child is now working at the rack, and that discount is nice. So here is what we would expect. The packaging, gorgeous, gold metallic, and there's a protective film on this right now, which I will peel off later. And here is what the palette looks like. So it's supposed to be a 5-minute on the go for your face look. And this stuff is all supposed to kind of be interchangeable. So across the top is supposed to be for eyes, and then face, and cheek. So it looks like we've got a face powder, a bronzer, a highlighter, and then pop for the cheek. So I have foundation on, I've done my brows, I've tight lined my eyes. I went and found my Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude lip pencil and went for Glowing Gen. Remember those came out, was it, when was it? I think it was pre-pandemic. I can't imagine, yeah, it was pre-pandemic. So maybe about a year and a half ago. Anyway, there is what Glowing Gen looks like, and it's what I've got on my lips right now. I thought that would be a nice neutral color that would go with this. So let's start with the eyes. And now the other thing that the makeup person at Nordstrom says, of course, you can use any of this anywhere on your face. And so just the fact that, you know, there isn't really a good base or transition color on eyes doesn't bother me, because I know I can use the face ones for it. So I am going to start with a MAC 217. This one's a little fluffier than it usually is, but it's a pretty flat, wide brush. And I am going to go in with the matte face powder and do my eyelids with that. I will say that I did have the salesperson swatch the palettes for me. She wouldn't let me swatch on myself, which I didn't see the difference, but anyway. And she had very, very fair skin. And I thought that the glowing one was just a little darker than I felt comfortable with. So I'll be really curious now that I'm actually trying this on my skin, how it goes. And here's a MAC 231. This is probably, this MAC 231 is my favorite brush. It's a little crease brush, but I don't have a ton of space between my lash line and my brow line. And I'm debating here, I know there will be a big difference between this eye and this face, the bronze, but I'm gonna go in with the bronze to start off with for the crease. And yeah, that's really, really subtle. All right, it put down a little bit of color, so that's okay. And I mean, that's what we would expect, right, from bronze. We don't want it to be like somebody applied bronzer with a fire hose. So now I am going to pick up that one that it is labeled Smoke, and I've just tapped my brush into it because I don't want to pick up a ton of pigment. And I will sort of cheating it up on my brow bone there and doing the outer little bit of my, hello Murphy, you can't see it, but Murphy's here. Murphy's helping. Are you helping? That's his story and he's sticking to it. Anyway, I do like this. I can see that picking it up with kind of a fluffy crease brush means I'm not gonna get too heavy-handed with it. If I picked up a more dense brush and worked it into there a little bit more, I know I could get more color. In fact, I might be trying that here in just a moment. So I will say I'm not surprised. I'm just trying to think if I've ever been disappointed by a Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow or blush. Nope, I haven't. And so this doesn't surprise me in the least. And I'm just trying to, so I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to go in with this Eye Enhance. It has a little shimmer to it. And here's another flat brush. It's a Reefer 02. And I'm going to pick some of that up. And I'm just doing the middle third. Oh, that is really subtle. The middle third of my eyelid area here. And I didn't want it to be quite that subtle. So let me see if I work the brushing here a bit more. Yeah, that picks up some more. Although I will say this is not a deep shade. This is one of those shades I think that looks a lot deeper in the pan than it does going on. So that's good to know. And in fact, what I will do given that is work that into the inner corner of my eye and just kind of build that up there on my eyelid. And now I'm just going to flip that same brush around, and I really want to see this this Enhance eye color. It looks so beautiful. And let's just pop. Oh yeah, yep, sparkly, sparkly, sparkly. I will say, if you do not like sparkle, if you don't like shimmer, don't buy Charlotte Tilbury palettes unless there's one that's all matte, and maybe one of her quads. I don't know. I don't own any quads. I tend to just buy her bigger ones. Girlfriend loves a shimmer, and I love a shimmer, so that makes Mama happy. Oh yeah, it is pretty. It is subtle. This is, I would say even though the glowing palette was a little bit darker, same kind of deal. I mean, there's no wild colors. These are all just neutrals, but I could see this looking great on a wide range of complexions. Actually, both of them. So, so I like having that. And plus, I think we're starting to talk about traveling again. Wouldn't that be lovely and nice? And so maybe if we are traveling again, this would be great to pack this eyeliner, mascara, brow pencil, and foundation and call it good. That would be really nice. I want to go back into that eye smoke color with a denser brush and build up that outer corner. That's not, oh, here we go. Here we go. This is a Sonia G Crease one. You can see it's pointed and it is much more dense than that MAC. And so I'm just gonna go in here and I'm gonna do, there we go, the outer bit, and then I can work it up into the crease a bit. Yeah, see the difference there? I like that more. Just, like I said, a little more color. You know, this might be more fun for if you wanted to use this palette for a more dramatic look, evening look. You can certainly build the color up a bit more, which I like. Let's get the lower lash line. My Morphe flat brush. This is the M432. Not quite the same as the gold one. If you've seen my other videos, you know I love that unnamed Morphe gold brush for my lower lash line. This is pretty close. The bristles on this one are a wee bit longer than that gold one, so I don't like it quite as much. But it does get the job done. And because this is such a fair shade, I'm gonna say 5/6 of a way across there. And I will use a little bit more of it up here just to darken that outside bit. And I'm gonna use my finger for that shimmer. There, yes. Oh, that looks so pretty. I hope it is showing up on camera. It looks just gorgeous, shimmery, looks a little wet, which is really, really, really lovely. All right, let me go in close here. A little bit of fallout, but nothing I couldn't just wipe away. So I am going to go in with, this is one of the Wayne Goss brushes, which, by the way, when they first were introduced, you had to buy all 3 on Beautylish, but you can buy them individually now. I know we just missed Mother's Day, but if you need an idea for maybe a birthday coming up, these are really amazing brushes. And what I really like about them is the super, kind of a super soft hand. So picking up like this blush here, it's small, okay? It's the same pan size as the eyeshadows, but we're using really different size brushes, right, for putting on cheeks versus doing eyes. So I do like that this brush lets me get into that pan without spilling over into some of the other pans. Oh, and of course you can use, you know, this cheek color. If I wanted to pop a little color in here, like that. Just really subtle, but it just warms it up a little bit. That's kind of nice. This blush is a lovely shade. It's clearly a pinky base, but I will say that I'm reading just a hint of peach as well. And don't get me wrong, it is not a peach blush, it is a pink blush. But on my skin tone, I'm feeling a little bit of peach undertone, which I think is really pretty. I probably should have contoured first. I am going to use, this is a contour brush from Smashbox, and I'm going to go into that face bronze and just retroactively contour down here a wee bit, just a wee bit. That's lovely. I can also tell that if I wanted to use it for bronzer today, that would be great, but I'm not going to do that today. And then let's try face highlight. So I'm going to use that other Wayne Goss teeny tiny brush, which is perfect size here. And I like Charlotte's highlighters because I feel like they're very subtle. I am not somebody who wants a screaming highlight. I just want a little lift. I like popping it a little bit out here just kind of subtly lift everything. I think that's very pretty. Have I used all of them? I did not use the face powder. So I don't think it, let me just see if it says like it's supposed to be a setting powder or finish powder, if it's both. Face, airbrush powder. Okay. I'm gonna, since I had already powdered, I'm going to use it as finishing powder today. And I'm gonna see how, yeah, if you're careful, it's nice that it's out here on the edge. And then you don't have to pick up anything else. And just kind of get everything. I like a finishing powder because I feel like it's almost like, you know, filter on a picture where it just smooths over everything. I feel like if I accidentally got a harsh line, it's gonna take care of it. Also, I feels like even without a setting spray, I feel like it helps my makeup stay. And because I've already done my lips, the last thing to do is lashes. And yes, I'm gonna say it again, the falsies here from Maybelline. I am still loving this mascara. I swear, I fall in love with this mascara more and more every day. And here I am doing it on camera. No, I don't even have to curl my eyelashes with this mascara. What I have decided is my favorite is a gentle, light first coat, like that. Oh. All right, first of all, let me get this hair out of here. It's driving me nuts. There we go. And, oh, Murph just had what we call in our family a DDT, a deadly doggy toot. Woo, it's bad. Thanks for sharing that, Murph. All right, oh man. Okay, oh. All right. Hopefully I can zoom in. Can you just see what this mascara does for my lashes? I swear this is, you know, I'm gonna have to do like a mascara showdown because my 3 favorite mascaras are Pat McGrath, the Fetish Mascara. Holy cow, that one makes my lashes a mile long. Charlotte Tilbury Full Fat Lashes, which I feel like kind of performance-wise does what this Maybelline does, which is, I feel like, volume plus length. But what this Maybelline does, hands down over those two, is it puts lift in my lashes and they stay that way. They stay up. And maybe it's just my memory, which these days isn't like what it used to be. But I don't remember getting that kind of performance out of the Charlotte or out of the Pat. So let me know if you're interested in seeing kind of a mascara showdown. Anyway, oh, I am just, can't say enough good things about this Maybelline The Falsies. All right, and there you go. That's that is the Charlotte Tilbury, the Instant Look of Love in a palette, and this shade is the Pretty Blushed Beauty. So there you go. Not surprised. I love it. I think it's beautiful. It's a great look. I'm looking forward to traveling with that. Thank you so much for joining me. I am almost at 500 subscribers. So if you are maybe a long time watcher and you haven't subscribed yet, please do that YouTube-y thing. Or if this is the first video of mine that you've seen and you're like, hey, you're not so bad, do the YouTube-y things, give me a like, subscribe, but most importantly, have a really wonderful day.